adversities that all of us have dealt with over the past few years. And they have overcome it all with grace and composure. In fact, their can-do attitude is what makes the class of 2022 stand out in my mind. And it is their positivity and perseverance, their grit, that will make the members of the class successful and happy in the years to come. I am immensely proud of this class. They are a genuinely nice group of individuals. They're fun to be around and have their heads screwed on straight, most of them. And I will miss them greatly. Most of you will continue your education in one way or another. And though your schooling is not quite done, graduation from high school is viewed and feels like a rite of passage. After graduating from high school, you are somehow magically an adult. And as much as this transformation is very, very exciting, there is a group of individuals here tonight that are completely and totally mortified that their babies are now adults. Of course, this group of whom I speak is the moms in the audience. So graduates, remember to let your mom smother you with love a little bit longer and have you as her baby for a bit longer while she figures out how to see you as the adult that you've become. And remember also that no matter how old you get, your mom will always be your biggest supporter. I promise you that in the future, she will absolutely call you at the worst possible times. And if she's anything like my mom, she will leave impossibly long voicemails if you don't answer the phone. So give her your time and your love, because there's no one in this world who cares more about you than you do, except your mom. As you figure out your way, I'd like you to keep as your touchstone, your guiding light, this one thought: the world needs you. We need you to eradicate the ills of violence and hatred. We need you to repair environmental degradation. We need less economic instability. We need to end war. And we need cures for racial injustice. The world is a complicated place, and what we need is a class like the Harrison High School class of 2022 that is going to charge out into the world and figure out solutions to some of our societal and global problems. Make things happen for yourself by working hard, thinking for yourself, and constantly innovating. But no matter how far you go and how successful you may become, no matter how much money or power you accumulate, remember what I just said: the world needs you. So figure out a way to leave your legacy, leave this world a better place than you found it. That is the truest measure of success. I wish you all well. I know you will make us proud.
At this time, it gives me great pride to introduce our wonderful mayor, the Honorable James A. Fife.
Let's hear it for Can Do in 22. This is my, I don't know what year, some 40-some years of graduations at Harrison High School. I was a teacher there. I was principal there for 13 years. And I've been on the Board of Education, and I get invited to the graduations every year. This class, as Mr. Weber said, should be proud to be able to get up here and collect their diplomas. The 4 years that they put in were tough, varied, and we never knew what was coming along. I want to thank some people, though. First of all, the parents, not just the mothers, the fathers also. So let's give them a big round of applause. moms are most important, but dads have a lot to do with it also. So I want to thank them. Also like to thank the students for putting up with all the stuff that they had to do for these 4 years. Teachers, the administration, Board of the Superintendent's Office, and especially the Board of Education, which has a lot to do with asking the town, and I'd like to thank the mayor, the council for doing a great job with supplying extra money to the board if they needed it for anything that they needed. So I want to thank them. As Mr. Weber said, we need you. Need you to do some great things, and we hope that you will do some great things. Every once in a while, in my office, or if I see somebody on the street that graduated years ago, they come up and they say, Mr. Fife, you remember me? Well, a lot of times, you remember the pains in the butt. But every now and then, you pick out somebody who comes along that really did a great job. Well, those are the important things. We want the students to come back to Harrison and make Harrison even greater than it is. I didn't grow up in Harrison, I grew up in Newark, but I'm an adopted Harrison, or as Mr. Franco always says, you're a carpetbagger. And if you know history, you know what that means. So I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank Mr. Weber for inviting me, and I want to thank the students for doing such a great job this year, and they deserve a big round of applause for all that they've done.
Each year, 2 academic awards are awarded to the 2 students who are graduating with the highest grade point average over 4 years. These students have demonstrated a commitment to intellectual inquiry and a pursuit of excellence. Mr. Weber will now present these awards.
These students, by their willingness to confront obstacles, persevere, and prioritize learning, have been positive role models to their peers over the last 4 years. Their intellects and their enthusiasm have brought them far, and I know that they will continue to excel in the future. I now introduce to you the Class of 2022 recipient of top academic honors, our class valedictorian, Sarah Valentin. And second honors are awarded to this year's salutatorian, Keisha Salas.
I will now call Keisha Salas, salutatorian of the Class of 22, to offer remarks to the class.
Good evening to all Harrison High faculty and staff, graduates, and most importantly, the loving parents and the dearest relatives of the graduating class. I'm insanely proud that exactly 1,445 days ago, I was able to address the 8th graders as they departed Washington Middle School. And now, once again, I have the privilege of speaking to you all tonight on behalf of the Class of 2022. To see this dance full brings me inexplicable joy as I feel the unconditional love and endless support for our graduates on the milestone we reached today. Reaching this milestone may have not been easy as we experienced various challenges and hardships that made the process to where we are today seem impossible. Over the past 4 years, we went through the absolute best and the unforgettable worst of times to be sitting here, anxiously awaiting for a moment to walk across the stage and receive the diploma that would close a chapter in our lives. Tears were shed by many during this adventure to graduation. As for Bad Bunny once said, "A veces para sonreír hay que llorar." As we close this chapter, it is imperative that we recognize the sources of encouragement that have bolstered our efforts at our time at Harrison High. For me, it was my family, and specifically my parents. Familia, mamá, papá y hermanos, que llegaron sin nada pero me dieron todo. Me pusieron las alas para poder volar y cumplir con esta meta de mi vida. Gracias por vuestros sacrificios y apoyo. Este logro lo comparto con ustedes. Though we are about to get off this roller coaster, this is not the end of a ride. In fact, this is the beginning of a new expedition. We will continue to build upon the foundation we constructed at Harrison High. Our base is now set and stronger than ever. Wherever your post-secondary endeavors take you, with perseverance and hard work, your success is assured. Best of luck, class of 2022.
It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Director of Personnel for Harrison Public Schools, Dr. James Dorn, to present the Class of 22 to the Board of Education.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's a pleasure to be here tonight to present the class of 2022. Before I do so, I'd like to just make a few remarks about some of the folks that are sitting here behind me. First of all, you got to hear from our Mayor, James A. Fife. Mayor Fife and the Town Council have done a tremendous amount of work to make sure that our schools, especially during COVID, had the resources and the community support to make sure that this class was successful. And Mayor, I want to thank you, and at this time I'd like to ask the council members that are here to please stand up. Larry Bennett, Maria Camano, Mike Dollahan,